Alrighty, once again. Yeah. Don't know what the hell I'm doing. But, okay, so we'll get into this. DMT realms, I guess we'll start off with. Now, we all know we can take DMT and perceive these entire realities. Yeah, that seem to exist on their own accord, and separate from us in some way. I mean, unless like people are like, you know, smoking an amber crystal and then, you know, creating a whole entire world with technology beyond their information. I'm not saying this is outside the realm of man, because it's obviously within it, but yeah, they do appear to be separate realities unto themselves, and along with the beings that inhabit them. Now, I'm sure there's all different ones. Like, I get what seems to be DMT releases of my own. I mean, we're all carrying, right? Yeah, so some that's already in us, it gets released. DMT gets released at point of death and in deep sleep, with my brain patterns. Yeah, kind of end up dreaming awake sometimes, and staying lucid and rational can be a task, but seem to have reached some sort of grounding within it. So these are some of the beings I've drawn. Like, I can't draw for shit, but yeah, it's like I don't need to really like draw at all. These things are like, I can see them on the paper, like they're in my eye. Like third eye, if you want. I don't know what you want to call it, but like, yeah. I'll probably go into some other more technical details about vision and reality, maybe in this vid or further down the track. Perception and reality, connections to inner worlds, how they can follow you here, or you know, you can still perceive them. You can be in two places at once. You can be here, but you know, yeah, two places at once. It's interesting. You need that kind of ability, otherwise, you know, you can get trapped in places. So here we have some interesting creatures. Now this is like other reality shit, like these characters, like they exist somewhere in some cartoon reality, like but the interesting thing is they are joined together. Like here we see like one leads into the other, like one form combines with the other. Now this might seem pretty poxy, kind of simple drawings, but even these have relevance. And over here we can see like there's a couple like that are faced together and joined together in the vision kind of thing. Now that was weird for me to see that, because later on down the track I did find another proxy sketch some other person did that was like the same. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, okay, tapping into similar realms here, but that's cool, it happens. And as people say, the even from a scientific perspective on these realities. The events are repeatable, the same beings are there, you know, every time you go there, certain entities exist there. We have to understand these realms more. People are saying, like I've been offered to, you know, they offer you to live there with them and stuff like that, or they, you know, you go there and it's like they're your long lost friends or whatever. You just have that feeling. They can induce these feelings quite easily. That's just that's their nature. They can mimic your dead relatives, like just from our own, you know, projections, like whatever's in us, even in our deepest psyches, and genetics that reflect in more energetic forms, like they take that upon themselves. A lot of them are themselves formless energy, which can take various forms, and we're going to talk about the blueprint as well, through some glyphs that have been identified as plasma discharge glyphs by certain people. Robert Schoch. Talk about how it's like a basis of an inorganic being. So yeah, we're going to talk about inorganic beings as well, as the title of this video stated. And I thought I'd start you off on just some of my own sketches. Some I'm going to show you very similar to glyphs, the petroglyphs, and others like those. I've been pretty much drawing the same things. Its source to me, well, I'm tapping into something and like I'm getting like downloads, like the worms, man, the worms, eh? Anyway, these things carry information. I seem to tap into them, I seem to hook into some frequency, especially with DMT releases. At certain times it's possible. They can fuck with your vision, these things. They can, once they get a hook in, they'll make a bid for your awareness any way they can. They'll change your whole perception. They'll F your shit right up if they want to. But like, let's say you're looking at a blank wall, like, even there's like, oh, okay, let's not use that as the carpet, because there's like, there's a pattern there in the carpet. It's a pretty simple pattern, but and it's just dots and lines. But it's where you trace out in whatever form. Say you like take a piece of carpet and you just trace out, like draw a picture on it with using the original structure that's there in the carpet. They can use your vision, like you can be looking at something like that, and it can make a formation, a picture, images, anything like that. And sometimes it doesn't come down to DMT release, sometimes it's just crossing the hemispheres of the brain, and we're going to get into that as well when we start to talk about more perception. The crossing of the hemispheres is very important. We're going to talk about twin realities. We're going to probably get to analyze the dream stela in front of the Sphinx. It was put there later after a pharaoh, what the two sphinxes opposing, and then the center, like a reality splitting We're going to talk about the relationships between these hidden realities and our perception, how to see them, how to reach them, not entirely with the drugs. Like this, for the ancients, all these things had pragmatic uses which us modern people aren't aware of, and we aren't aware of exactly what these realms are we're perceiving. But I'm going to help describe some of them through the ancients, not with... I'm going to use the ancients as a basis of all this knowledge. So what else have we got here? Like, okay, here's like an example of just some of the glyphs I've drawn. So as you can see, I'll show you in a minute some comparisons to... This is just like I drew them on paper, and then I thought, I don't know, I'll redo it on a little tiny canvas, as we can see. So yeah, there's certain things that pop up, like these stickman figures. There's combinations of things that look like symbols we use today, such as letters, numbers, mathematical symbols. There's always animals associated. This thing's interesting. It's like something that's giving birth to these something which eventually becomes animal form, and here we have like a more stick figure version of like some being, whether it's closely related to this animal, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is the basis of these formations. We're going to analyze the hell out of them. Actually, this one was interesting. Actually, I think I even washed it down. Pretty hard to see, but like as like to show how the glyphs on like rock walls eventually fade. I just gave it an effect, like a time effect, just to show how they can, I don't know, it was pretty trippy. And then I highlighted some of the remaining glyphs. Kind of very abstract kind of little painting there. So let's see what else. What else can we discuss and discover? I went on to, someone was querying, like, we all want to know what these things are, and so I can probably help with that. I'm just trying to help it. Grab some pictures off a few people's YouTubes, but hopefully they see it and get some ideas. I'm not trying to plagiarize, I'm just trying to help. And there's this one that a lady wanted to know what it was about, so I'm probably gonna try and help out with that one if I can find it. I think it was this. So